Hi, welcome to City Country 6 Podcast. This is where you get to hear inside conversations between city and country about life, kids, womanhood, culture, black southern things. Eavesdrop in on our phone conversations to laugh, cry, amen, disagree, and agree with your bi-weekly dose of what did I just listen to? Let's listen in on this week's most recent phone call of differences. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. Hanging in there.
How's your week been?
Long.
But
I
it's
was
a
thinking of a
short week.
word. I know, and the short weeks always feel longer.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because like Tuesday is not just Tuesday, it's a Monday still.
It's Monday
So
and Tuesday.
right, exactly. So short weeks are always because you still have to get basically a week's worth of work done in 4 days. And
Right,
for me, I'm off on Friday, so I have to get a week's worth of work this week done in 3 days.
right, right.
So yeah, I'll work an extra shift tonight to
No, thank you.
make up for. Well, I want to enjoy my day off, so
Right, yeah, I get it.
I might
Right.
as well just give another hour or two so that I can have a peace of mind tomorrow and turn off my email notifications.
Do you do that like for real?
What?
You turn them off?
Oh yeah,
Oh, so like personal and business, or just like the
work,
one,
work,
just the
work.
work one? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
work.
just the work
Yeah.
one.
And personal. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I really don't get like emails for real for personal, other than like a store may send, you know,
Yeah.
an ad or something like that. But no, it's nothing like that's important. So I don't even have notifications turned on my personal email because nothing that pressing is coming to my personal email.
With that, yeah.
Other than
I,
like doctor's appointment stuff, and normally I get text messages and emails, so I can disregard. So I don't turn those on. But
okay, I was about
I'm
to
talking
say.
about work email notifications. Yeah, I believe in when you're off, you're off.
Okay.
Like some people don't think that. Some people think, oh, I think it's an American thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I saw a meme on social media that was like, when you had the automatic reply with your email, and so the automatic reply was like, I'm off work from this date until this date, getting a kidney transplant. But if you really need me, just shoot me a text message.
Mm-mm.
And that's the culture I think in America. Is one of those we never ever technically get off work.
Yeah,
We're always working to some extent.
yeah. I think I saw something like that, like with what was it? Was it France? It might have been France, where they go on holiday and it's like, well, I'm going on, and holidays a vacation for them, and it's 3 months from like
Hmm.
September, November, and they're like, you will catch me back in December, and it's like,
Right.
so how do you reach them? It's like you don't, like that's it.
That's the point. They're off work. And that's beneficial for your mental health. So I think it's France as well. They get to work in the morning, but it's not like 7 in the morning. They may get into work around 9. And then lunch is like 2 hours. But it makes for more productivity when you are at work. And that's really, I think, that all that matters. I think that's the whole uproar about working from home versus having to come back into the office like post COVID.
Mm-hmm.
People are arguing that they're more productive at home. Now, if you're a very extroverted person, you may not be because you're suffering being by yourself at home all day. You might crave the interaction, the buzz that happens in an office. But a person like me who's an introvert, like, I don't feel sorry for the extroverts because for years I've had to suffer trying to be productive with people popping in my office all the time and you're interrupting my thought process. And I had to figure out how to make it work. So now that you're sitting at home alone, figure it out.
I mean, but there's more ways around it. One, we are the worst country in the world to take off or do vacation, period, or actually take a vacation. Um, And that is, I think we've had a discussion before, where it's like, you have vacation time, use it for vacation, not for emergencies. You have sick time for that. You have PTO for that. Or even if you don't, they'll be all right without you. Because if you were to die, your job will be up the next day.
It would, but if you were to live, some people can't afford to take off work.
That is
like
true
some
too.
Jobs,
But if you're gonna
like
die,
I have PTO. Well, I'm just saying, just like you can't afford to die, you can't afford to live. What do you do? Can't afford to get sick because you may not have health care or good, health insurance, and I don't know. But like my job, I get PTO. I get PTO. I get volunteer time. But PTO is just a bucket of days, whether you want to take them for vacation because you're sick. It's not designated as sick days. It's just PTO.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get holiday, like they call them floating holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And then volunteer.
And volunteer days are days where you volunteer to do what?
to any cause that you want. You just get to go volunteer.
You have to volunteer?
If you're taking volunteer days, yes.
Hold on, wait a minute. So they give you days to go volunteer at whatever you want to volunteer. Wait a minute.
I love it.
So you can go volunteer, even though this is not a thing anymore. But if it was like candy stripers, you can go to the hospital and just sit there.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
But you only get so many days. It's not like you're gonna get to work every day.
Look, I'm like, you get one a week.
No. It's not that many. I think it's like, for me, because I'm new, I only get 16 hours. So that's only 2 days.
Okay.
But the longer you're there, the more you can earn. So, but still, I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you may want to go work the polls for election day. You can go work at a soup kitchen, and it more than likely you're not going to pull an 8-hour shift, so you can really spread that out. Like do 2 hours here or there. Like I want to go volunteer at the local milk bank. I can probably do like 4 hours at the milk bank.
Milk bank, what's that?
It's where mothers who are nursing and they have extra milk, they can donate it to a nonprofit.
Oh, okay.
And the nonprofit, they have to pasteurize it, catalog it, and make contact with local hospitals to make sure that it's distributed in an equitable manner.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
So
I should have did that with my first. Had enough milk for about 4 babies.
I know. And I didn't. I was running out when it was getting toward the end, but I was breastfeeding way longer than I should have been. So that's a whole nother conversation for another day. Yeah. But we just, we get those days off. And my last job, even when it came to benefit time, it was even better. We had what do you call it? Personal days. You can do whatever you want with them. Then we had sick. Sick was if you're sick. And then we had another set of days, holidays. And then I had what we call flex days. So because I had so many personal and so many flex, I never had to take sick days off. And so when I finally resigned, I had so many flex days, I never had to take a personal or a sick, excuse me. So because I worked for a government agency, I got to keep my sick. They're like just still banked with the government. If I ever want to go back, I can have those. I would have access to those. And then my personal, because I didn't use those, they paid me for them when I left.
Gotcha.
And I had enough personal days to cover 2 months' salary when I walked away. So it's just like different companies have different, like when people talk about benefit packages, like to me, days are just as important as the salary, the retirement, all that, because we're human and we need time off to recharge.
Right.
It's part of your mental health.
It really is. It's not that hard to take off, but it is that hard depending on where you are in your life and all that stuff. I just find it interesting that, we as a country are the worst at taking time off, but we be the main ones stealing time or trying to find ways out of work. And it's like, just take your time off so you can be productive if you like the job.
But what if you don't? Well, yeah, but I mean, some people are literally like they don't have days to take off work.
Some of them don't, but like,
that's sad.
For an example, like I'm gonna throw my loudmouth sister in on this one. She had
Oh,
like,
not sister.
yeah, she had like 200 and something hours of sick time. This child ended up sick with something. I don't know what. It wasn't like recently. It wasn't, I don't think it was COVID era. It might have been before. I don't know. It doesn't even matter. The point is she was sick and she had like 200 something hours. She's like, I can't afford to take off. I'm like, how can you not afford to take off? And you literally have more sick hours than I've ever had at any job all combined. Like, excuse me? I
Was
would
her
be
job was it like a use it or lose it kind of situation, or could she just
no.
hold them?
She was one of those that's been there forever. They weren't gonna be talking about, oh, you talking about use or lose it stuff. No, she had accumulated 200 and something hours
No, I get that, but like
her
with
whole
my
time
husband's
working
job,
there. Like,
no,
let's
I'm
say
saying
she,
my husband's job, for example, you only can bank, you can keep like an unlimited number of sick, I believe.
mm-hmm.
But like with, for example, their PTO, you only can, I think, have 20 days. You can never exceed 20 days in a calendar year.
No,
So
I'm
I
not.
didn't know, does she have a job where you have to use them, or could she just keep them indefinitely?
She could, now the sick time she could keep indefinitely. Now the others
Okay.
I wasn't sure of. But that was
Okay.
the thing. She had never used sick time her entire time working there. And I can't even remember how long she had been working there. Enough to get 200 and something plus hours. And she sat there and told me and my other sister, I can't take off. Why not? You sick. You don't feel good. I got to go to work. For who?
She, maybe she felt like she would be too behind if she took off
She
a
worked at a
couple of
bank.
days.
She worked at a bank. They would have been fine.
But what did she do at the bank?
Anybody could have picked up her job and done what she did.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I can't. I
That's what I'm
don't
saying. It's not
understand.
like she was like, she could have been like, what they call like branch manager. Ooh, I tore that word up. She could she could have been that. She knew enough to be that, but that was not her title.
Okay.
She would have been all right. She would have
Okay.
been just,
Well, yeah.
it's not, and the thing of it is, that's the other thing. It's like, quit. What is it? What did we no? I don't know. Heard it from somewhere. Quit working at these places like, putting up your pictures and your kids, but like always leave there like someone else could take your job if that's not something you plan on being there with forever. And unfortunately, in our generation, in this day and age, unless you are head of this company or you really got some stock or whatever in this company, you getting paid just like the person sitting next to you. Why are you like putting so much feel and effort into these jobs? Like you love it so much that you just cannot leave, to the point where your health is being put on the back burner for this job. Certain jobs are not like that. Certain jobs you actually, you have some kind of like emotional ties to them. And I get that, especially if, like I said, it's yours, it's your baby, or, you are moving, you want to move up in the company or whatever. That's something you want to do. That's perfectly fine. But if you're not, and even if you are, you still need to take some time for yourself. Because if you don't, then what's going to happen to you? You going to die trying? Is that, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like chasing after the dollar bill is one thing, but chasing until you die, I'm like, that was a reason? That was a good reason to be in the hospital right now. It's because you was chasing that check. Okay. I just don't find that, but that's just where I am in life, where it's like, okay, it's important because you need it to live, but is it that important that you're willing to die over it? And
Right. And
sometimes,
there's a very fine line.
right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, quit. I heard it from somewhere. I can't, it might have been social media. Um, just stop putting that much emphasis on your paycheck, because as we have seen, your job can be gone tomorrow, not just because of like they fire you, but oh well, we got to close down because the government has ruled in this favor, so now you don't have a job anymore.
Yep.
And now I'm not talking about recent events. I'm talking about, what was that, something that happened like up in Alaska or whatever, some pipeline thing where people lost their jobs because of that, or miners that lost their jobs because, well, we don't need this anymore, so bye. Things like that happen. So you put your life in sweat, blood, and tears. Well, I said that backwards too. Good, help me, somebody.
We're tired.
Yeah, but I'm
That's what it
okay
is.
though.
We're tired.
I'm okay. I had a little visitor today. I don't have a nickname for him
Uh-oh.
yet. I do actually. I'm gonna call him Hulk Baby because he is.
Hulk baby. He's a strong baby.
He's a strong baby. He is.
Oh, girl. Hey, Hulk baby.
But I didn't forget that I was watching him. I just forgot that, oh, he's 18 months. He's still in that I put everything in my mouth, and you can't have certain toys out kind of thing. And so today the CEO and the president, the pastor and president, had to clean up, and I said, whatever you don't want the Hulk to have, you better put it up, because if not, it's gone. Just be ready. And thankfully I hadn't gotten rid of all the baby toys yet. But that was my other thing I had to do today, was clean up the pastor's room, because it just got out of hand, and got all those baby toys out, and it's just like, ooh, buddy. He was it was like it was loud, just like when the pastor was that age. It was just like, goodness.
So you got to feel for what it feels like to have 3.
Girl, pick any weekend and I could have a feel what it's like to have 3. I have the neighbor's kid that comes over randomly sometimes, if he knows.
Wow.
Yeah, he'll just come over on a Saturday and just hang out all day. I mean, all day. We'll not go back home.
No, you can go home, baby. You 30 minutes. That's good. All right. God bless you, son.
He will come over. He doesn't bother me though. I actually don't mind him over, because I mean, he's that middle age between the CEO and the pastor. So, he does a little bit of both of what they do. So it's just,
Does a parent come with him?
No, a parent does not come with him.
So and he's just a random wandering child.
No, he's here's the thing. We get on to him a lot. He's not like, he sees friends outside and he wants to hang out with friends, and that's fine. It's just the problem that we have is that he doesn't tell his grandmother that he's leaving. He just puts on his shoes and goes. And so we have to take him back to his grandmother's house because it's not like he's there all the time. He's just like there on the weekends. We take him back over there and tell him, you have to tell your grandmother that you were coming over here. You can't just leave. I'm like, because then we're kidnapping a kid, and I'm not going to jail for that. So even though they're
where's grandmother? Did grandmother know he was missing?
It depends on what he's doing. That's the thing. He is sneaky. He is very sneaky.
If as the neighbor you know that, I think grandmother should know that. And
she does, and she gets on to him. That's what I'm saying.
Did she put an air tag on him or something?
No. But the thing of it is, he doesn't. You would think no, but put
an air tag in his shoes.
I know, right? But the thing of it is, if he ever leaves, she knows exactly where he's going. It's just the fact that we have to keep entering, and she has to keep entering. You can't just be leaving without talking first. We don't mind that you do it, but you need to speak. And he's done this for as long as we've known him. And we have had to, I have sent the CEO with him back to make sure it's okay. And the thing of it is, like, during the pandemic, it was okay because she knew what was going on. But because that stuff is over and he's going to daycare and he's doing all the, no, sir, you cannot just be up and doing that. So we all understand, because the thing of it is, he just gets excited and he sees friends. He knows he can play with these friends. He just doesn't think to ask first. He just runs and goes and plays with friends. So
he just gets so excited.
He gets so excited. And I'm just like, bless your heart. But that's what I'm saying. He's not. But I'm just saying, the CFO. We had actually him and his brother one Saturday afternoon, and that's not something I'll do, because the brother doesn't. He's more of a he wants to be with people he know. He knows me, but he don't know me. And he came over and the CFO said, well, we can see if this house can survive with 4 children in it.
Mm-mm.
I was like, well, it's just not, we're not the neighborhood house. We're just, I'm happy that my house is a house that is a safe place for the kids to come to, because, kids don't have that if they're in certain neighborhoods. And I'm just glad that it's okay. If we're outside, they see us, they know it's okay to come over and play, they don't have, they need to ask the parents first, but for the most part, I'm like, it's cool. I don't care. And plus it gives the CEO and the pastor something to do. But anyways, back to what I did today, because we got all off track.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was my fault because I
That's
get
typical.
on. But I had him, and it was so much fun just sitting back, laughing at his laugh and just watching. It just reminded me of the pastor at that age, and just how it didn't take nothing to get him to laugh. And now it's like he has to, do the stuff to make you laugh. And it's like, but it ain't funny. And
Yes, it is.
I can't even fake laugh because it's not funny. Or he thinks it's funny and it's annoying. So yeah, but it was just fun to have. So no, I didn't catch a nap today. Basically what I was getting to, that there was no rest. While I'm still little. I tried to get rest, and the pastor took like a 30-minute nap.
30 minutes.
Yeah, girl. I was like, he come popping up. I thought we had like an hour. Joker come popping up around 30 minutes after he had laid down. And he was like, I want crack, which is cracker.
Oh gosh.
Cracker.
Oh, okay. That's not even a whole nother podcast episode. That's a different podcast completely. Oh gosh. Pastor country pastor, excuse me, is going to turn into city pastor. Oh, I want some crack. No, we don't do that. No. In the country, you have crystal meth.
Wait a minute. Why can't we have marijuana? Why do we have to have crystal meth?
Oh, everybody has that. That's country and city. That's
okay. All right. I was just like, wait a minute.
Okay, so like you said, back on track. So the pastor woke up because he needed some repast.
He did, and he really did. Okay. He had been asking for food all day, and he literally had a nice lunch. And I don't know. I think he just had so much energy to expel that every time he turned around, he felt like he had to have something to eat. But I digress. We didn't get much of a downtime because he didn't sleep long, which was fine. Because really didn't want him to sleep long because it was later in the afternoon. But me and the CEO was like, while you was napping, we still had to watch the other one until his mom came.
I don't know what made you sign up for that, but hey.
Because I was available, and I wasn't expecting to have a nightmare. I actually was expecting to rest well, because I think I was asleep well before 10 o'clock.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Snaps and claps for you.
I know, right? Because I'm normally up. For whatever reason, the God above want to talk to me or something, because it just don't make sense for me to be up. And I'm like, no, I'm up with the kids sometimes. Like, not something now. I'm up, but I'm like rolling around in the bed, still trying to wake up when I hear them up. So I'm not up with them. I'm more like, okay, no one's killing themselves or killing each other.
Let me just lay here for
let me just lay here in quiet. Let them think I'm still sleeping.
Oh, that didn't work for my child. My child comes in and like, hey, can you wake up? I want you to talk to me. Let's have our morning conversations. Mommy, wake up. It's time for morning conversations. The sun is awake. You can't be sleeping. The sun is awake.
Thank you.
Move. Do you value your hand?
If you value your hand,
get it out of my face. Do you need both of them? Get them out of my face.
You wake up with violence every morning.
No, just the threat of, not actual.
You wake up choosing violence. Or I'm sorry, you wake up choosing the threat of violence every morning.
Move out of my face. It's like you. Depends on what kind of night I had. If I'm very well rested, I may be up and moving around. But
Mm-hmm.
today wasn't the day. I was not up nor moving around. I was knocked out. And you come in here. It's time for a morning conversation.
You have such
Talk
a
to
morning
yourself.
child.
Oh my God.
I despise morning children, so.
I'm a morning person. I'm telling you, I am not a night owl.
But you
I've had to
choose to be a night
I've
owl.
had to adapt. No, I've had to adapt since having my child
Mm-mm.
because I had to pump all the time for my
Mm.
child. So I would fall asleep sometimes pumping. Like there were nights when my husband would come in and there was like just milk dripping down the side of the bed.
Not the Golden River just dripping.
And I was a sticky mess. I just
Oh.
dozed off. Yeah. Yeah. It was that bad. So my body, I guess, has just learned how to function at night, but I am not a night person
See,
at all.
I'm forced to be a morning person, and I just still cannot be a morning person. I am a night owl 100%.
There's nothing to do at night.
Oh, there's so much to do at night.
What? What do you have to do at night? Everything's closed. You live in the country. Everything's closed.
Not
after 7:45.
7:45.
So after 7:45, everything is closed. You're not eating. You're not going out to a restaurant. I mean, like you have kids, so it's not like you're just like going to the club or something. So what are you doing?
Okay.
At night?
Me, I'm catching up
Don't
on
tell me
whatever.
laundry.
No, I don't do that.
Okay.
Because I will fall. That will put me to sleep just because I know there's something that I have to do. But I have folded laundry though if I was just up. But a lot of times I'm just reading, like relaxing. The stuff I can't do in the day because I have to keep an ear out, I do at night. It's just the stuff that I do at night. I don't work a lot. Well, no, I do. After the kids go to bed, I do work now. But I try to cut it off by 9:30, 10 o'clock. That gives me 2 to 3 hours. Oh, this is going to be a difference. I already know. But a nice, long, warm, quiet bath. Oh my gosh. It is the best at night. Let's see what else I do. Yeah, a lot of things I do is just what I want to do that I didn't get to do during the day because I have to be a morning person.
So you boil yourself at night?
Boil myself? Excuse me?
You put yourself in hot water and you sit and simmer. You might as well add some carrots, celery, and onions, a little
That's
mirepoix.
cannibalism.
That's what you're doing to yourself. You're boiling yourself.
I am relaxing.
Yes, no, there's nothing relaxing about sitting in hot water.
Ask
a crab. Ask a crab and a lobster.
Well,
is it relaxing?
Since I don't eat those, I'm not going to talk to them. But it is so. I wish I had one of the Japanese style bathrooms or saunas, what do they call those? Bathhouses. I don't want a house, but I want like that setup where you basically shower first, you clean yourself, and you have your hot water and bath ready, and you just get in there and you just soak like you're in a sauna afterwards. I would love to have that. I hate just sitting in the bathtub and then I'm like, man, now I gotta get up and wash. It's like it's the most. It's almost like I gotta dry off and I gotta put on clothes, and it's just like, oh, I don't want to do it because I was relaxing and I was comfortable. But if I do all the work beforehand and then get in the hot bath, I can imagine that being wonderful. So you don't take baths at all, I'm sure.
Not unless I have to.
What would be a situation where you had to take a bath?
So I have like knee issues. So sometimes I have to soak in like an Epsom salt bath.
Mm-hmm. I'm mad you said that whole entire word and said every single last one of those syllables. But anyways, go ahead.
What?
The way you said Epsom salt bath.
Epsom salt. Well, what? Oh my gosh. Okay. How am I supposed to say it?
I'm not saying there's a way you're supposed to say it. I just
here we go.
Look, there's another word you say too, and it just made me.
Epsom salt. What do you? EPSOM. How do you pronounce it?
You're Epsom salt. I don't even say.
Who? Hold on. Did you say ETSEN? Edson?
Epsom.
SIN.
I added an N in there.
Hold on.
Epsom. It's not even an M. It's an N.
Gosh. Edson. I can't even mispronounce it.
Well, look, that's not the only word.
ETSIN.
That word.
Epsom. Okay, did I mispronounce? I thought I pronounced it correct.
You're pronouncing it right. I just said I was mad. You said every single sound in that word.
Oh my gosh.
Well, look, you say another word that tickles me too, but
What?
Month. You say every single syllable. I mean,
it's only sound. One. I was gonna say it's only one month.
I mean, every single exactly month. Like you say every single sound, and I'm like, why does she say it so hard? You sound out every single letter sound.
Oh,
and I'm going,
well, okay, tell me.
I just say month.
So tell me, how do you pronounce the letter between V and X?
V and X? What?
The letter that comes between V and X. How do you pronounce it?
Hold on. Wait a minute. No, hold on. Wait, girl.
Oh my gosh. It's too late to talk about alphabetical over here.
Look, because I was like, wait a minute. What are you saying? WX. Wait. VW.
Okay, I'll wait.
Somebody help me. Okay. And I said, I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to sing the whole alphabet. I want to know why you just didn't say the letter. So I'm like, what?
Because I want to know how do you say it first before I say it. Because I get like people talk about the way I pronounce that letter.
Well, if you say month, where you pronounce every single sound, I'm pretty sure you say, what is it? Instead of what, you're like, what? You bring up the, like you was blowing out a candle. Because I'm going, there's only, like, when I heard you say the word month, I was like, Steve Harvey says month like that. And I said,
month.
Well, when he says, I said, oh.
Oh my gosh. Well, shout out to Steve Harvey. Thank you for pronouncing words properly. For saying the letters that are in the word.
Oh boy.
That's what we all should do. And not add or interject words as in Edson. We just like literally rewrote the word Edson salt.
No, see, you're still trying to add. You're adding it. No, it's Epson.
No.
Epson, not Epsom. It's Epson is how I say it.
Okay, wait a minute. Say it again.
Epson.
Epson.
Yeah. Epson. So I say,
No, you said Edson.
No.
You said ETSON. Edson. I'm like, what?
Epson. I say the P.
So why did you put an N there? Just tell me that. Where does the N come from? You just discriminate against the M?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it has something. It is something to do with just country living because I've always heard it called Epsom salt.
Epsom.
And so I just say I know how to say it the right way, but it's just funny to hear.
Why? When it's okay to say it? Why? When we just put it in there, okay? Okay, back to the alphabet. How do you pronounce the letter between the V?
The W. I was like,
and
okay.
The X. Okay, say it again.
As you're saying the word what, you're just what. And if
how do you say the letter? I never caught that part.
What? W goes.
No, not how do you sound it out?
Oh, W.
How do you say the name? Okay. Oh, you said W.
Yeah, W.
Like double.
Like double U's. Double U's. Because that's really what it is double U's.
But it sounds like you're saying DUBBA. W. And I say double, like I literally, now that you're saying it, I hear it now. I'm like, I always say W. Like,
oh, the way double. I say it because I say it so fast, it sounds, oh, okay.
It's like double W,
Yeah,
and I
I am
say
saying it
double,
that way. I'm not saying
but I
double
say
U.
double. No, people make fun of me. I'm like double U. It is a double,
It is a
like
double
LE.
U, but it's W. Double
No, it's not.
U.
No, no, it's not. Wow.
It's the
And that is
shorthand.
why, like, sometimes people don't know, like, I sound like I'm from the South sometimes. And then depends on what I say. They're like, where are you from again? I'm from the South.
Well, I
Just got to
got that
catch
a
the right word,
lot.
I guess.
I got that a lot when I was growing up. Are you from the north? No. And then the longer I'm
Mm-mm.
here, the more I chop
Mm-hmm.
off my words and very
Mm.
short.
Change letters at the end of words from N's and M's and
Actually, I've always said it that way. I know it's just like, okay, when it came out
X
with
and
I'll say, okay, so what is the salt, the orange salt, the Lowry's? How do you say
oh my
that? How
gosh.
do you say that? Say it.
No, I know what I would say because
Just
it's what's on the container.
no. What would
But
you say?
most people seasoned salt, but most people will call it seasoning salt.
That's what it is.
It is not seasoning. It's the salt has been seasoned. It is
Yes.
seasoned salt.
And guess what I call it? Go give me some seasoning salt, some of that Lowry
No.
seasoning. And I don't say
Mm-mm.
Lowry's, I say Lowry's.
Oh gosh. And it really is Lowry's because it's LA. It's not an ER. So you're right. You're right on that one. But the seasoning, like all salt, technically seasons food. So
Mm-hmm.
and number three.
Number three. What was number one
Why
and two?
number three? Number three. Why are we even using it in the first place? I don't even buy that stuff.
Well, I mean, to each
I
his
cannot
own.
stand it. Oh gosh, I cannot stand it. I cannot stand pre-mixed seasoning. Excuse me. Okay, you got me saying season. I cannot
No,
stand
because you
pre-mixed
go into your natural
seasoning.
roots.
No, I couldn't even I couldn't get it out. I'm just tired. But no, I do not like pre-mixed stuff. So no, you can keep the Lowry's seasoning salt, your Lowry's.
Well,
I don't want
everything
it.
can't touch with you either. So here we are with that all over again.
Maybe that's what it is because like when stuff sits together too long, it all tastes like each other. Instead of it doesn't stand out.
Well, it's not
It's just been
supposed
sitting
to.
in a
It's
jar. It's been
seasoning
sitting in a
salt.
jar for like months and months and months. And like nobody has its own identity anymore. So I don't taste the garlic. I don't taste the onion. I don't taste the paprika. I don't taste, I'm sorry, paprika.
Whoa, wait a minute. Who says that?
That's how you paprika. But you don't.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh,
All right.
okay. One more. I don't even know what tonight's topic is, but I have one more.
You know what the dang
The
topic.
I don't even remember it. But what about how do you pronounce the liquid? I'm trying to describe it. I thought we're playing like we're playing. What do you call it?
We're like playing
The
charades with
game where you have to.
words, tap, not
But
tap.
yeah, it's word something. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. What do you call this? Like the liquid seasoning that you typically use when you're making a marinade for steaks, but it starts with the letter W.
Worcestershire. I sound like I spit on everybody, but I said it right.
And I call it Worcestershire.
Wait a minute.
Worcestershire
But the
sauce. But
I,
then my uncle calls it what's that there sauce?
what's that damn sauce? He just gave it a whole new name. What's the
Because he was trying to pronounce it. He was like Worcestershire. What's that there sauce?
but
He called it.
okay, back to your
Yep.
pronunciation though. Why do you call it
Worcestershire.
sheer when
I don't know.
the I would say the
And
I sound because there's an E on the other side of the R.
I understand. I'm not arguing with you. I call it Worcestershire sauce.
And I just learned that the I does that because of the E, because my child went to school and she told me that.
Phonics, there you go.
Because
But with
I
English,
definitely didn't
there's
learn that.
always, yeah, phonics is amazing. But in the English language, there's always at least one exception to every phonics rule. So
That is
that
true,
doesn't
which
really
makes
always.
English a very complicated
It's
language.
a very difficult language. Yeah, we have a lot of one-offs.
I wish that the vowels all said one sound and they did not change. Because there's too many
Oh, that's no fun
rules.
in that.
Hmm?
No fun in that.
Of course, there's no fun in confusing the whole way. And all the adverbs and verbs and all that. I'm like,
Oh, that's
how
fun.
many of those
That's
we
fun.
need?
We need all of them. We need all of them. But my favorite English word phonetically is kernel.
I hate that word.
Nothing about that word says kernel.
Nothing. Because
Well,
then I
the
sit there.
no at the end.
Exactly. That's it. No. But the rest of it is, excuse me? Did someone
It's like
sneeze? And that's how they came up with the
colonel.
spelling?
I don't know. They hit the wrong letters on the keyboard, but they kept no. We're gonna call it kernel, and that's the American way. We might be wrong, but we still gonna call it what we want.
And I was like, that makes, and no one has decided to change it.
Why? We all know it's kernel now.
No, because every time I look at it, I still look. Okay, CEO was trying to read principal.
Oh.
She was trying to read the word principal. This child said picnic pal.
Okay, wait a minute.
Don't ask how she got there.
Picnic pal.
Picnic out of principal. She got picnic pal. And I went, oh boy. And that's when the word colonel came to my mind. And I went, ooh, she did that with principal. I don't know what she gonna do when she get to some of these other words.
I get the pal because that's a good way to distinguish between principal, and principal with the PLE versus the PAL. Like the principal is your pal, so that's the person.
Mm-hmm. But how she get Prince?
No, how did she get picnic?
Picnic? I don't know.
Yeah.
How she get picnic out of Prince? I don't know. Why she didn't separate it, but see, my child also is one of those that tries to read ahead, which I applaud her for that. But at the same time, I said that's how you miss words, is because you're not quite advanced enough to be able to read ahead yet.
She'll get there.
You'll get there, but slow down. So I think she just saw, I don't know why she got rid of the R and just went PIC and was like, oh, picnic pal. I went, all right then. And I thought of those other words like colonel and things like that. I'm going, she gonna lose her ever loving mind when she get to those words.
It's one of those, but you know that, and I was gonna say in America, in English, we have sight words. Like some words you just have to know when you see them what they are. You don't have to necessarily put rhyme and reason or phonics to it. So that's what kernel is. It's just, that's how it's spelled. And
that word is right up there with receive.
What's wrong with receive?
Because I don't know how to spell it unless I have Google, because I spell it wrong every time. Because I have to E except after C, except for in the words, and I didn't learn the rest of that rhyme. So guess what? I hate the word receive, perceive, and all the rest of them that rhyme with it. Why can't it be no I after E or whatever the little saying is, except after C in all words that have?
Because there's no fun in that. You have to have an exception to every rule. It's, variety is the spice of life, even with phonics.
No.
Nobody wants boring phonics. We want to have a little spicy phonics.
No. See.
Shout out to all the spelling bee champs out there.
Yeah, because they'll be talking about spell a word. And I'm like, how did you get all of that out of them 2 syllables?
But they know it because they want to know the etymology of the word. Can you use that word in a sentence?
Now, what's the use of knowing that word? Are you going to write a book? What are you doing?
You want to know how to spell it. That's the point of knowing the word, so you can spell it if they ever call that word when you're up at that microphone.
I did think I wanted to be in a spelling bee until I saw like some of the words, and I was like, And then we had to learn a state, and it was like spell Mississippi, and I was like, no.
Oh, that was a fun one. MISSI.
You didn't have to prove it that you know how to spell it.
No, I was thinking about the song. I had to cut myself off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was a song with it, and I was just
M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, hump that I.
I think I spelled it one time confidently. I said, yes, I'm gonna get this. I added one too many SSI in there.
Oh gosh.
I was like,
Mississippi.
And I've always hated that word because I was just like, it don't make sense. It makes no sense. And I was about to say sippy. I really was. I was gonna say the word sippy. But the topic of today that has nothing to do with what we're talking about was
Every single time.
visitors and no visitors and
Oh, we
cooking.
spoke about that.
We kind of touched on it last time because you was like, "Oh, that's a whole nother conversation." I said, "We gonna talk about that," because
Okay.
I don't. Hence, I did have a tangent, and then we ended up going.
We spoke about your visitors today. You have 2 visitors.
Yes, exactly.
Random neighbor kid and then the Hulk baby.
Well, he's not random to us. He's a common, neighborhood friend for us.
Oh, neighborhood friend.
But Hulk baby, I think this might have been his first or second time hanging with us without a parent, like because a parent had to go do something and need a little babysitter. So it was, I'm all for little visitors. I really am. Why? Because it keeps the 2 wannabe business leaders in my house occupied.
Aha.
Exactly. And whatever visitor
extra
comes,
diapers like to change. Like that's not fun.
Maybe depending on the age of the visitor. This one I did have to. Well, I didn't have to, but I chose to because I was just like, you're here. Let me get that for your mom.
Oh.
And I don't mind.
Did the visitor bring a visitor in the back of the diaper?
Did they bring diapers?
No. I said, did the visitor baby?
Oh, no.
I was gonna say I do not do visitors.
Unwanted visitors on top of
other people's children. I cannot. No.
I wouldn't expect no.
No.
But I actually do not mind those visitors. I don't mind diaper wearing visitors as long as they're not here for 2, because diaper wearing visitors, they need a little bit more tender love and care. And I've had to change one of those actually, just because I didn't have to.
I could like to have diaper visitors.
I didn't have to, but I just was like, the situation just called for it, and I was like, okay, I'm fine. I don't mind those, like I said, because it keeps the other tiny bosses in check, and they can't do any more damage to this house that hadn't already been done. Adult visitors, I am okay with certain ones. And if you're not okay to come to my house, you're just not okay to come to my house, period. I will visit you outside my house. I don't care how hot it is, how cold it is. I will visit you outside my house. But you really have to be a friend. You really have to be, I don't have to do anything extra for you, outside of offer you water, something, something to drink.
Like they're a house plant.
But I'm just saying, because I want them to be able to come in and feel relaxed, but at the same time, I don't want to feel like I got to work. And if I have to work, then I don't want you here, because this is my safe haven. And I shouldn't have to do any more work than I have to. It's different for those under the age of 18, but even I think to me after 14, I'm like, look, just ask me and then I'll let you go in there and get it. But, no, because see, you asking me to do too much. I understand I'm supposed to be a host, but at the same time, if you've been here more than 5 times, you are no longer a visitor. I might as well put you on my taxes at this point.
So you're saying, like, you just tell people, like, if I say, hey, country chick, can I grab some water? No, can I have some water? You're like, yeah, glasses are up there in the cabinet.
I would do that to you, yeah, but you probably wouldn't. So I get up and get it for you anyway. But then you wouldn't even
drink
water
there. If you told me to go get it, I'll go get it. But I'm just thinking, like, that's what I'm asking. Make sure I understand. You just tell people go in your kitchen and get stuff out the kitchen.
Yeah.
Just go grab. Oh, okay.
I will do that, especially if I know you and you're not looking in my cabinets trying to see if I'm, doing something.
Yeah.
If you are a genuine to me at this point, you are family or something, go get, I don't mind you doing that. But if you're like a guest, like when we first met, I will do everything for you because I'm not expecting you to come in here and do the stuff. But at the same time, after you've come so many times, I'm like, you know where it's at? What you asking me for?
Go grab the vacuum and look, go back on the floor while you're at it.
No, look, here, that's something else. If you got a problem with what's on the floor, you can go get and clean it. you see what life I live. Okay?
And you knew what life I lived when you came over here.
Exactly. So if there's something on the floor, excuse it
Help
or get up
help
and
me
help.
out.
It's that
Help me
simple.
out.
It's that simple. Because I'm like, that's the thing. If I brought you into, I brought you into my home, you're in my little sanctuary. Okay. Now there's certain parts of the home you're just not allowed into. That's true. But if you've been in there several times, like let's say one of my neighbors, she's been in my house so many times. I've been to her so many times. I know where the kitchen is, so does she. Okay. If I cook and I have extra and she's over, or she just had to, or I was watching her kid or something like that, and she hadn't had dinner yet, yeah, she's gonna get a plate from me. Because not just, not like I'm doing you a service or whatever. I just feel like that as me as a friend, even though I did you a favor, I still want to make sure you're taken care of because you're my friend. And I will, I'm not saying I'm gonna go out of my way and cook for you, but if I have something extra, I will give it to you. And I will,
That's sweet.
thank you.
It is. It's very sweet. You're a very sweet person.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're
Sometimes.
welcome. Yeah,
Sometimes.
most of the time.
Most exactly. This is not an always. Hence why I
Okay.
said you in my house. You know what a kitchen is. But how do you feel about visitors? Not the detail, because I know there's several details we both share, like no shoes in the house, if possible. Well, for me, it's if
Oh
possible.
no,
For
it's
you,
always possible.
yeah, for you, it's always. For me, it's if
It's
possible,
always
because,
possible.
well, hence my previous incident with fallings. There's certain people I say keep, please, due to
Oh,
your fall risk, keep your shoes on. I will mop after you leave. That is
I've never
fine.
had to consider that, but I understand.
And that's what I'm saying. So certain
So,
people get to keep that. But besides like the intro, you take your shoes off and all that stuff. How do you feel about visitors?
can I speak before COVID? Because nothing is the same after COVID.
Oh
But
yeah, please before COVID, not
so yeah, before COVID, no, I was fine. This is odd because of the timing. Before COVID, I didn't have a kid. So yeah, when it was just my husband and I, we used to entertain all the time. Um, yeah, it was not a problem. As far as I love to have company over or to go visit others, but I am not like if I'm gonna cook, and normally when people come over, I cook for them. It's one of those, it's a prepared meal, so it's out. It's like it's on the stove or it's on the buffet. They have access to that. They can get whatever they want to.
mm-hmm.
With whatever we're drinking, ice is already out. Whatever we're drinking is already out. But don't like no, you're not going in my refrigerator. Mm-mm.
Mm.
Don't go in my cabinet. Like, and I don't have to say that. It's just one of those. No,
It's an
I wouldn't
unspoken
like if
rule.
somebody. Yeah, like if you did it, I wouldn't say anything to you, but I would feel like antsy on the inside.
Violated, maybe.
Yeah, but I don't want to use that word. I don't want to use that word loosely.
Right.
But in a way, like if I hate to say this because then I know you're gonna make fun of me and you're never gonna let me live it down. But I have to admit. So if, for example, when I come home from being outside of my house, whenever I come in, I have to wash my hands. That's one of those things. It's like, and my husband is trained, my son is trained that way. Just when you come in, you wash your hands.
mm-hmm.
But that's not everybody's routine. So people can come over, for example, and come and sit down and chill out on the couch and start watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
But then you say, hey, can I have something to drink? Well, sure, let me go get it for you because I know you hadn't washed your hands. You're not going to reach into my cabinet full of clean drinkware and start funneling all over my glasses. Like, let me just go get it for you. And if you should so happen to just come in my house, in my kitchen, i.e., my brother, one time he came up, was like, I'm giving something to drink. He just went into my kitchen, which he should feel comfortable in my house. But I didn't say anything. But then, I'm like, oh, what did he touch? He touched this and he touched that. Like, why are you in my refrigerator? I'm gonna get me something to drink. What? You didn't wash your hands. Can you go wash your hands, please? Okay, now I've got to wipe stuff off. And like in my mind, it's like, okay, I'm trying to keep a list of everything I need to do to clean up behind you. Yeah.
What? Okay, I get it. I get it. I
Yeah.
I get that.
This is before COVID, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. I get it.
After COVID, it's on the extreme, which I don't have people in my house anymore since COVID. So
Understandable.
that
I
takes care of itself. Like we've had company once. this past Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. And it was just like 4 people.
Mm.
So
I
yeah.
understand that though. I completely understand that. I prior to COVID, I was a very neat, freak, clean, but that was also because of what the CEO had went through. So,
Hmm.
and on top of that, just had the pastor. So everything had to
Right.
be, constantly, well, not, it didn't have to be, but I felt like, you know, fresh, clean baby, try to keep him clean, even though he was far from that. But still, and then on top of that, going into, she was in pre-K, trying to make sure everything was clean and washed down and, you know,
Hmm.
um, mopped religiously. So now I'm like, I'll get to it. I'm just,
I think you've earned that though. You did your due diligence to turn your fresh baby into now a well done baby, and your well done baby is very healthy. And you're doing everything you can to make sure that the CEO is healthy. You know what I mean? Like you've done all of that, and the risk is now not as great for them to get sick and things like that. So
right.
you can be a little lax. That's okay. I think you've earned that right. You went hard when you had to, and now you can relax a little bit.
I appreciate that. Because in all honesty, I really do. Well, at one point, I was just like, whatever. I don't even care because the pastor was literally eating junk off the ground. So it was like, as long as it's not a dog
Oh
turd,
God.
I'm fine. It's just,
Oh my Lord.
it's just, I mean, come on. We already had this. So the pastor walks outside naked, well, not naked, but
Yeah.
half dressed. So it's
Yes.
like, at one point, it's like, how many battles do I really need to fight? And the best I can do is when you get in the car, when the CEO gets in the car after school, wipe her hands down. Here's a wipe your hands down, you know, get in the house, wash your hands, because you probably have to use the restroom. Then you can have your snack and what have. Because at one point, it was so bad that I was making her take a bath. Then she could do a she. But then I was like, but what if we go back outside afterwards? And I got to the point where I was just like, I'm just stay outside until you're ready to come in. I was
There
like,
you go. That's the solution. Because
there,
I mean,
yeah,
I don't allow like outside clothes into the house.
yeah,
So like if I go somewhere like to the store or anything like that, we undress in the garage, and I have a hamper basket that we put all our clothes in, and then you come in, you go put fresh clothes on,
but
which
your
kind of ties
skin.
into last week's episode about laundry.
Exact. That's another thing. That's why your water bill is high. But the thing is that but your skin, but your body,
Hmm?
you're not wearing long sleeves while you're out.
Oh, that's what a wipe is for.
Oh,
And the alcohol hand wipes, just wipe your arm off real quick.
mm,
Yeah.
that's just
And I wear pants for the most part. If I have a dress on or something, yeah, just wipe your legs and stuff. But yeah,
so much work. I did
it's
that.
not.
I do that when I get out when they're done with the park. Get as much stuff off them as possible. And if
Oh
they've
yeah,
been
they're dirty.
that's what I'm saying. If they've been rolling around, no, you're not gonna get in your bed in dirty clothes. Change your clothes, you know, go wipe your hands, all that stuff. And then you can go take a nap. But for the most
Oh
part,
no.
huh? I forgot, you give a whole total bath.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm sorry. I just freaked out, but I'm sorry. Keep going.
How you freak out?
I'm thinking like you just came in from outside, and so now you're gonna get outside on your sheet.
That's what I'm saying. You're not
So
gonna
if
go
we,
jump in the bed. You're going to go clean up. Like if you are tired, your nap is gonna be on the living room floor with some blankets. It's not gonna be you jump. No, like the pastor, especially since he takes naps most often, he gets a whole new change of clothes and wipe down because he's probably dusty and all
hmm
that stuff. So yeah, you're getting wiped down before you can lay down and take your nap in your bed. If that's the case, then I will take all of your sheets off and wash them, put your new sheets on. Because,
there you go. Gotcha.
that's a whole different story. But a lot of times I can get him completely undressed, wiped down, then he can, lay down in the bed or whatever. But I'm not, that's just because you've been out there rolling around in the dirt and everything. That's just how you gonna sleep in that later on tonight, you know?
Oh, yeah, and they don't think about that, which you shouldn't have to as a kid. That's the stuff that grown ups have to think about.
Yeah, but still. But anyway, back to visitors. We done went off on another rabbit
Okay, I'm
trail.
sorry. Back to my visitor situation. So I, unlike you, which duh, nothing's like you. Unlike you, I don't mind playing hostess. I feel like if you came to my house, you're not. I want you to feel at home, but you're not at home. Meaning, I don't want you to feel like you have to come over here and work. So if you want something to
Mhm.
drink, I'll gladly get up and go get it for you. Or anything you need, I'll go get it so you can just be relaxed. Like I always want my house to feel like a place of like a zen place. Like I like peace and quiet. Again, I'm thinking before COVID. I noticed that a lot of times when people would come over, and we actually had a couple friend of ours, excuse me, they would come and they would sit on the sofa and be so uptight. And just one time I just asked, like, why do y'all always come up here and just like you won't move, you sit in one little spot, you're so rigid. They were like, well, you don't want to mess everything up because everything is so clean. I was like, our house is very much lived in. They were like, it doesn't look like it. I'm like, trust me, it is. But we kept a very clean house. But I don't care, like just do whatever. So maybe now people will come over, they'll be like, what in the world? They would probably be freaking out and just probably congratulating us, like, finally your house looks lived in. Because yeah, we were told a couple of different people like everything is always in place. And I was like, it's just us two adults. Why would our house look a mess?
Right. Right.
Like, what are we doing? Are we just walking around trashing the house just for the heck of it? But it's very much lived in now. I'm with you on there are just, I think, again, unspoken parts of my home that I don't feel like someone should feel comfortable enough to go and just go into. Like my bedroom is one of them.
Uh-huh.
And I've always been that way, even when I was a kid living with my parents. Like I didn't like people in my room. That's just
Understandable.
me. I don't like anybody in my room. Um, but other than that, my bedroom is like I keep that door closed when I have company.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I don't mind company. I don't feel like they should have to work when they come over. I don't need them rummaging through my cabinets or my refrigerator, my pantry. And yes, you just gotta take off your shoes when you come in, or you can wear shoe covers. So you have options.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah. If I
So
wasn't concerned about fall, I just
yeah,
but
that
anyway.
still definitely mitigates your risk.
Yeah.
You can get shoe covers with grippies on the bottom.
Yeah, no. I'm just not even because the bend over part is where I'm at. And I'm just like, no.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
just sit down. just just sit down. I'll mop or whatever afterwards. But that at least we do have that one thing in common. Please take off your shoes when you come in. And it's to me, that's just common courtesy wherever you go, unless you're in a situation where it is not feasible for that, which I have a few places in mind that I'm not gonna disclose, but you keep your shoes on because it's
Wow.
better that way. But
Yeah,
I
and that's
just
understandable.
and then to me, you're more at home if you take your shoes, like you're more relaxed when you take your shoes off. Like and mom, okay, this is something that we've talked about that we have a difference on.
Uh-oh,
So
here we go.
we talked about this, so it's not that bad. The shoe thing, as far as in my mom's house, we didn't wear shoes in the house. You might have house shoes, but it wasn't mandatory. We just you came in, you take your shoes off. Like even now, kids go over to my mom's house, and it's like they don't even ask. They find the door, they take off their shoes, and they're gone until they want to go back outside, and then they put their shoes on and they're outside. I do the same thing. Come over. I don't take them off as soon as I get in because it's just not feasible. But I find a door, take them off, put them by the door. I'm walking around barefoot in my mom's house. I'm at home. It's the home house, yes, but I'm home. I'm comfortable. My grandmother's house the same way. Go in her house, take them
Hey,
jokers
but
off.
you said barefoot though. Like, why can't you have on socks?
Why?
Okay.
If
Yeah,
I
I'm not
have
walking
on,
around bare. For the record, I'm not walking around barefoot anywhere in my own home. Socks. Just
okay.
had to just had to make sure that difference was highlighted for the listeners.
Listeners, because
I don't walk around barefoot. She does.
I do. I walk around barefoot, and I walk
Mm-mm.
around barefoot a lot of places. So
Oh gosh.
not public places.
Oh, okay. Not grocery stores. We're in that country.
No. Oh gosh, no. Not where the common public can roam and just discharge whatever they
Got it.
want. No.
Discharge. Oh
Hey,
gosh. We're
there's
discharging.
hey, you use that to your imagination. Anyways,
Mm-mm. We don't want to.
but very much country as far as walking outside barefoot in the grass. Going to shake the mail barefoot because but you probably have a dirt road. You don't have a driveway for real. So you can just walk out there in the grass and go shake your mail. But if you do have to walk across the road, yeah, you're probably gonna put on some shoes just for the sake of it's gonna burn your feet. Go to sit outside on the back porch. Yeah, I'm just gonna especially my patio. I'm probably not gonna put on shoes because I have a rug. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna sit shoeless. But because there's like these little weeds that have like little pricker things in the grass, we wear shoes in the grass now, unless they're playing with water or something like that. But yeah, pretty much all the time. We were doing this, we do the sock thing during the winter, house shoe thing during the winter heavy. But during the summer, no, I don't push socks, I don't push house shoes, anything like that, unless they just want to wear them. No, I don't push those because yeah, no, just not gonna do it. It's more work to keep the socks on their feet too. That's another thing.
I mean,
They
socks can do that by themselves. Like they don't really need much. They have elastic on the ankles.
That is true, but the CEO, she tends to, let's just say I was cleaning up today. I found 3 socks in the couch and they were the CEO's. She just takes them off and stuffs them wherever she
Oh,
wants to. That's why I
okay.
don't push it.
Gotcha. She doesn't want to wear them.
She really doesn't want to wear them. So yeah, no, not really shoe people in the house. If company is over and it's not company that we're used to having, like family or neighbor friends that are like family at this point, I will, hey, go put on some house shoes or something like that, just because of, like, I don't know, I feel like it's more of a decency thing, kind of look presentable, look a little bit more put together, because you're hosting them, so these are the type of people I would get you something to drink, make sure you're comfortable and all that stuff. But other than that, I'm like, oh, you're wearing your PJs? As long as you got on shorts underneath and you got on underwear, we're good. These people
Oh
are,
my god.
they'll be fine. But anyways, yeah, your shoe wearers. You were raised to wear shoes all the time.
All the time.
And how can you be comfortable walking around wearing indoor tennis shoes? I just don't understand that.
In my old age now, it's more, and I don't wear them every day, but when I'm having like knee issues or feet issues, or it feels like hip alignment situations going on, yeah, I have a pair of house sneakers, like sneakers that only stay in the house. They don't go outside the house because
Just for
they're supportive
just for
for
the
my feet.
record, City is not above the age of 40. Okay. She is talking
Yep.
like she is 49 pushing 50. She is nowhere near. I mean, she's near, but she's
Nah,
not.
not that. Yeah. Hey,
She's
but
not.
for the record, City has had knee issues since she was 16 years old.
That gives a little more context, but I just wanted to
Yeah.
clarify that.
My first date with my husband was to physical therapy.
What?
That was our
Oh,
first
that is a
date.
conversation. That is a conversation for later. I have got to get the scoop on that. Hold on.
Don't write it down,
Oh,
please.
I
Don't.
am writing it down.
Let's not write it down.
It's
But
getting
yeah,
written.
so technically, my knees sometimes feel like they're older than the other parts of my body.
Understandable because of your
Yeah.
history.
Oh yeah. I have a boy. My knees could write a book.
Obviously, they can't. They can barely bend and.
No, they're better now. I've learned what to do, like wear supportive sneakers.
Gosh. She's walking around here all wearing those white New Balances.
Oh no, not those or those black Burger King shoes. No,
Yes,
we don't. No, I don't do that. I wear Asics, hon.
that ain't no better.
Oh yes, I wear I wear like the latest Asics. I buy a pair every year. I love my Asics. I am not a runner, but I am a walker.
She's wearing the nurses Reeboks, the white
Oh
ones.
no,
That's what the
no,
Asics are now.
no, they're not.
But as far as from
You
what I've
gotta
heard
see.
about the
They're not the
Asics,
clunky Asics. I have the actual ones I buy are running shoes, so they're a lot
okay,
sleeker
they're loud.
than what
Okay,
you're.
because I'm
I
taking
know what
that.
you're talking about. Those chunky grandma and grandpa with the numbers on the side.
Yes,
No,
the model numbers on the outside,
no.
like they're gonna need that number for something.
So let me put it on the side of the shoe so we won't forget.
It's like
No, I don't wear those.
put their zip code on the side there so they'll know.
That's what it looks like. In case they get lost, it's like a dog with a tag
Yeah,
around the
that's what
collar.
I'm like.
Yeah.
But I've heard good things about Asics that they're really good supportive on the ankle, the
Hmm.
arches, the toe. Like they're just good shoes overall. They don't look great, but they.
I have to show you mine, but shout out to Asics for people. I mean, they literally have a shoe for every foot condition. So I have zero arch and plantar fasciitis, and they have a shoe just for people like me.
I take back what I said about she's not over 40.
Hey, I told you, my sometimes my body feels like it's older than it is.
From the
But you
hips
know what?
down is over 40, but from
Hey,
the hips up, she's not over 40.
no, it might be from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. Because any day my shoulder might hurt. I even had an elbow. My elbow was hurting last week. I'm like, your elbow?
Really?
By
That's
the way, my
random.
shout out to my brother-in-law. He doesn't say elbow. He says elbow. ALBO elbow.
What?
Yeah,
Oh my
elbow.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Anyways,
But we were supposed to be talking about company.
company and cooking for said company, basically.
I'll cook for them. You don't want to cook for them, or do you?
It's not that I don't. Okay, I've had bad experiences. Not with. Sometimes it is with the taste preference, because I am not a Southern belle where I cook the Southern foods. I'm more of a millennial where I will try newer foods. Sometimes when I'm cooking, I'm not cooking for the palate of the people that are there. So I actually choose to refuse to cook for the most part, mainly because it's either, oh, I don't eat that, or I don't want, or what. And I was like, you know what? Eat before you get here. Or off, you're coming and you're intruding on me. You offer to pick up. And that's only certain people that I expect to do that. Or I have cooked for these people and they literally only come over to eat. Like they've never
Nothing wrong with
eaten.
that though.
No, no, the problem I have is that if I come to yours, you give me not the same energy. I don't want to be specific. You don't give me the same energy.
But I mean, the point is because they're coming to your house to eat, they may not have the capacity to give you the same energy,
Maybe,
culinary
maybe
wise.
not. Maybe not. But you have ways to do it. And for a lot of people, I don't expect, to give me what I give you, because we're not, I can't expect you to be on a plateau where I am. That's expecting too much out of a person. Expect the least, because you don't know, like you said, if that person can even give you the best, that they want to give you. They can only give you what they can. But my issue is that don't come over to mine, stay late, eat me out of house and home, and then invite me over for a specific meal. You tell me the meal. I do not prepare food. I do not eat. And I come over and I get a 50-calorie something. And it's not the meal that you said that you were going to make.
Mm.
And then I, in turn, have to leave and go get something to eat because you did not supply it. I'm not faulting because something could have happened or what have you, but there was no explanation. And those kind of burnt, like constantly having those episodes, not just with one group of people, but over a period. It's like, you know what? If I have it, I'll give it. If I don't, I'm not. Because I don't expect to eat when I go places. I don't. I expect to find myself something to eat or eat before I get there. And that a lot of that is because of One, you don't eat at everybody's house. Two, I don't go to
Amen.
a I don't go to a lot of places that are not people that I would eat at. And three, I just have that kind of you've had that raising where you go over here, you don't ask for nothing, you don't touch nothing, you don't you come,
Mm-hmm.
you just come and you entertain them and then you leave. You don't do all of that. Now, if it is oh, we're having a tailgate or something, yes, we will supply, or if, like, let's just say this last holiday, when I said we were cooking, well, we were cooking for my in-laws. They normally around this time of year, they get they'll buy whatever meat they want cooked. CFO will cook it. He'll grill it out for them. That's just what he does every year. And that's on every holiday like that. Not every time, though, do they stay and eat. And the reason for that is because of some of the reasons I stated before. Either I'm not well prepared, we didn't come up with no menu, whatever I made, you not particularly care for, don't want. And I'm just like, no, you're too picky of an eater for my household taste. Like, I don't have what you want. Like, let's just say, for example, this last time, mother-in-law was like, oh, I forgot to bring potato salad. Why? Like, I wasn't planning on eating any. Do you like it? No. Well, my sister does. I was like, okay, it'll be all right. We got plenty of sides or lack of sides to go around. I didn't even know y'all was staying to eat the first. Like, I'm just now finding this out, you know? So here you are. This is what we got. But not to say that we wouldn't want to feed them. It's just that, they have a particular path or they have diet restrictions. So I don't mind doing it, but because of all those other things, I don't want to. It's more energy for me. Like, well, are they going to eat this? Are they going to eat that? Are they going to, what can't they eat? I ain't worried about it.
Mm.
So that's my take on it. Not that I don't want to be a good host. I can be, but what I'm probably going to do is order out. That's just what's going to happen. Make your order or we go out to eat because I just been too burned on it to really want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. Okay, I get it though.
Yeah, it's not that I like to cook, but it's just that, yeah, too many too much red tape. Which, granted, I can't fault the people. It's just, as a woman of the household, it kind of bums you out when it's like, well, dang, you don't like it. And then, of course, I get some black mama in me. Well, then don't eat it then. What you come over here
Oh
for?
gosh.
Why you would?
Oh my
I get
goodness.
offended.
See that.
I get highly offended.
And I would be like, I couldn't do that. Like, because again, my take is if you're coming over here, I want you to feel like when you're a guest. I don't mind if you always feel like a guest. So I want to not necessarily saying like kill myself because I'm trying to give you a 5-star dining experience. That's not it. But it's more like just tell me what you can and can't eat or you do or you don't want and I'll do my best to accommodate.
After, like, the etiquette that I'm expecting, or just communication, period. I don't tend to cook for guests. I do try to plan visits in between meal times so that, okay, well, we have to get ready to do this. And I'm not telling you what I'm making because you're not staying here to do that because I'm not. No. That's why I also say if I have extra, I'll give you extra, especially if I know, like I said, my neighbor, for example, if your kids are over or if you're over and I'm making extra, and I mean, I have extra, I'm not going to turn you away. If you just happen to be over here during mealtime, I will send you back with something. Now, it may not be the entire course meal, but it'll be something. And my neighbors do the same for me. Oh, I've made this, Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I may not, I may eat it. This depends. But family is one thing. I kind of want to feed them, but at the same time, if you have a lot of restriction, like it's like, my dad, he don't eat everybody's food, even his own kids. He's like, no.
Yeah,
He basically, I raised y'all. I know how y'all clean. Y'all keep, like,
that's me.
I'm an adult now. I clean a little bit better than I did when I was 14. Okay. you
I
know,
know I'm a pass on that.
but and I understand why though, because you've seen it. My mom, she's just not one to intrude. So, I mean, I
Okay,
get
I
it.
get it now. I
But
know your problem.
anyways, my problem.
Your problem is you have visitors that stay too long.
I do. They too
Yeah,
comfortable.
that's yeah. See, there you go.
My house is too lived in. I need to clean it
Mm-hmm.
up a lot more.
You need to pull back a little bit and make them feel a little bit uncomfortable. Because if you have been at my house for so long that it happens to be dinner time or any meal time, you typically go at least 4 to 5 hours in between meals.
Yes.
So yeah, you've been here too long.
That- that- I mean, it'd be different if you were spending the night. Like if you're spending, okay,
Yeah.
for example, I have guests that will spend the night. That is fine. I'm expecting to feed you. Now, you might not get breakfast in the morning, but if you spent the night, you know where my kitchen is, you know where the stove is, you know where
Mm-mm.
the cereal boxes is, the milk is in the refrigerator,
Mm-mm.
whatever because at that point, if you're spending the night and you're not spending the night like this is your first time, no, you've been here a couple times because you're helping out on date night or you're just wanting to spend the night because you want to spend time with the kids, whatever. You know the drill. Or if you want, you can go. You have keys to your vehicle. You can get up and go to the store and get you something to eat. I will get up and cook breakfast. I don't have a problem with that because you're here. Either you've done me a service or you're just here, and I want to treat you. That's fine. But I'm gonna make sure I have dinner for you or something if you're coming to babysit or if you're just coming over because I know you're coming to spend the night. Then yeah, I'm gonna make sure you are a guest, but at the same time you're family. But don't I just
Hmm.
don't want folks expecting me to do a lot and don't expect me to be staying up all hours and all that other stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'll just give you a gift card to a local restaurant for breakfast in the morning. Which again, this is before COVID. Yeah, I would do that. I would get up and cook breakfast if we had a house guest. But I'm thinking, I think the only like overnight guest I would have would be one family member who lived out of town, and so when she came home, she always had to stay with us because our house is pretty peaceful, and she didn't have to worry about people popping up
Mm-hmm.
like you would at a home house. You know, like family moving
Yeah.
in from out of town, they just pop up. So she knew when she came here, that wouldn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a friend who lives out of town as well, but is always in the city, and so she would come and spend the night all the time. But both of them, again, they kind of know me, and I would do things that was hospitable, but it also helped me stay sane too. So, for example, when I have adult guests that spend the night, I have like a basket. So, like, you have all your snacks. I have you like a insulated metal cup. It's like a Yeti like cup
Mm-hmm.
with your ice and bottled water, and everything is chilled, and all that's in your room, so everything is there. You don't feel like you have to come out. You know, like once you get undressed or in like comfortable clothes, and you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
come out and be seen again, like you can just kind of stay in your room and just relax and do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also so you don't have to go in my kitchen rummaging around either. So
That's
I'm
mainly
giving
for
you
you.
everything that you need. No, it's to be hospitable, but what I'm saying is like it's killing two birds with one stone. And then like I know that they're coffee drinkers, so I always have the Keurig out, all the coffee pods out. Um,
Coffee
and I told them where the
pods.
creamery is. The pods, PODS.
Pods. I was like, how much
Yeah.
coffee is you making?
No, it's just a Keurig. And so they just I have the different coffee pods, and then like the creamer has to be refrigerated because I don't buy like powder creamer. So but it's right there in the front. So they open the refrigerator, it's right there. They can grab it. Their coffee cup is already out. Like all that's already staged on the counter in the kitchen. So you don't have to go looking for anything because I've already set it out. So they feel special as they are. They're my guests, but it also keeps me in peace knowing that you're not just going to my cabinets.
They still can go through your cabinets.
It's what?
I said they still could go through your cabinets.
They could, but they won't because they don't need to. Everything is right there. Or even like linens. I have a basket with their linens already nicely
You are a
folded. So you don't have to
hotel.
go. I try, and that's the feel I try to give you.
No wonder they don't
That is
want to
it.
stick
That's it.
around, man. They be like, gotta come in here and lice
They
all
do
these
stick
sheets.
around. No, they stick around. But I noticed something. One of the family member I'm talking about when she left, I was like, I knew she was leaving that day. I think she had stayed for like three or four nights. And I knew she was leaving. I was like, don't worry about making the bed, because I'm gonna, you know, get the sheets and the washing or whatever and put them back because we had a
Mm-hmm.
guest room at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went in there, she had left before I got out of bed. She had already gotten on the road. When I say that bed was like perfectly made up, but the sheets, she had already taken the sheets off the bed and folded them and had them sitting on the sofa in the room. And I was like, what? She was like, nope, I already know you're not gonna be fussing at me telling me I left the room just in a disarray. So at least I made it up with the comforter and the pillows, and I already got the sheets folded up. So I called. I was like, what were you doing? She's like, no, I want to be welcome to come back because I like coming to your house and I feel relaxed. And I didn't want to. I was like, you folded dirty sheets.
Exactly.
I'm not that. It can't be that bad. Like that's not. It cannot
No.
be the vibe that I'm giving off. We're folding dirty sheets.
No, she could have just took them off of the bed and just like
She didn't
bundled
want to
them.
just throw. She didn't want to do that. So you didn't have to do anything. You could have left the bed in a disarray because I was about to strip the bed anyway. But she was like, nope, not doing that. You're not gonna be fussing at me. I was like, okay.
At least I thought she was gonna say she took them to the laundry room, threw them in there, and started the wash machine for you.
Oh no, don't do that. It's okay. I'll wash my own sheets.
Oh goodness, that's what I
Don't
was
get you
thinking. You was
started
gonna
nothing. Don't you start. Now I do when I have guests over too. I leave the washer empty so that it's kind of weird when you spend nights at somebody's house and you have your dirty like towels and washcloths. Like, what do I do with them?
go.
And it's weird. It feels a little odd. So that's how I try to make people feel comfortable too. Like I leave the washer empty, and I'm just telling when you get out of the shower, just throw them in the wash, so you don't feel like nobody's looking at your dirty stuff.
But anyway, you
What?
just hang them up. I'll get them at the end. Like I'll get them. Don't worry about it.
Hang
Like
them where?
hang them on the towel rack, and I will get them off the towel rack and just throw them in there
Uh-uh.
anyway.
Oh no, no, no! I'm not
Because
touching it. Why am I touching your towel that you drop?
you're touching the
Listen,
sheets.
sheets and a towel and a washcloth are totally different.
You don't know how they
Technically, when
sleep.
I don't care how you sleeping.
But
If
they butt can be
sheets,
rubbing all over them sheets, and you
I
done
don't
pick them
care
up.
how. I don't care how you sleeping. Nothing is touching your body like a sheet on a bed is not touching your body in the same way a washcloth was in the shower.
Understandably, but you don't know. You have no idea.
Hence why when I do strip beds, if somebody slipped up, like for a guest, I do wash my hands after. But it's just one of those habits. It's not because I thought they did something in their sheet. Like that's no.
I'm just saying, there's a possibility for anything. But
And
what
there's
I
another
do
reason why
is,
I have white sheets because I bleach it.
jeez.
I don't do colored sheets. I don't do colored towels.
Well,
Everything
just
is white.
segregate them. Why don't you
Hey, no
just
color here when it comes to linen.
just be a little racist to the sheets? Why don't you? I can't stand white anything because of how dirty it gets. And the more bleach you use, sometimes it can turn it brown. And I'm just, I have white shirts. I'm cool with them as long as they're undershirts for the most part. Because if they do get a stain on them or something like that, you can't see it because it's an undershirt. But sheets, oh no, I blank no.
What?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
We
that
can
make a
do
difference.
very, very hot water. I will wash my sheets, towels in hot water or very warm water, depending on what happened to sink in there. Because sometimes toys or whatever gets in there, and I didn't quite catch it. But I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
but towels definitely hot water, extra rinse. Sheets,
So you have colored towels?
yes.
Oh my gosh, no. I
You
would
were
not
just
feel clean. I would not feel clean with colored towels. Mm-mm.
enough hot water is going to kill whatever it is.
But there's dye. Like I don't want dye all
Oh
over my
my
body.
gosh, the chemicals. Goodness.
Yes, no, just give me
Okay,
white.
what if it's plant dye?
I still don't want it all over my. Why am I rubbing dye all over my body?
It's a plant.
I'm brown. I'm good. I have enough color.
Oh my gosh. Anyways,
Mm-mm. I don't like. I just can't. Like, what color are your towels? Now I'm intrigued.
Pick a color. I think the only color I don't
Oh,
have
they're
is
all
yellow.
different colors?
Yeah, I got all different color
Oh
towels.
gosh, no, no, they have to match. So you just have random colors of rainbow in your linen closet.
Child, I don't care. I don't care.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me
It's
ask you
gonna
this. Because
dry
this is
my
a
butt
whole nother.
off. I do not care.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, this is a whole nother conversation. I just gotta ask this. It's really crazy. Do your towels like are they in sets?
Yes, I have sets, but I don't use them in sets.
What
I
do you mean?
Girl, the same way my pajamas are, the same way my towels are. I grab whatever I
Oh
need to
my
dry. I
god.
grab whatever I need to wash. I do not care what color they are. I
So
don't
wait a
care if
minute.
they match. Now, when we first got married, I cared. I wanted a cream colored towel with my cream colored washcloth. But then after,
Right.
but then after a while, I was like, I'm too tired to care. I just want to wash my butt so I can go to bed.
But then you don't have buddies. So like you can grab a yellow towel and a black face cloth.
And imagine that they're bumblebees.
But how do you wash them together? Because yellow and black can't even go in the wash together.
Oh, that's what you're thinking. Guess what? I'm gonna rock your mind some more.
Oh gosh. I can't. Boy, I'm done.
I
Don't
don't
even want to know.
care. I
So you throw them
will.
all together, or you put all the lights together and all the darks together.
Who has time for that?
It's called laundry.
No, it's called I don't care.
That's the only place where segregation is okay.
No, the kid, look, if it's white, like, and there's very little white in our wardrobe, period, because of how dirty it gets. But a lot of our clothes are dark colored clothes. So they all get washed together. If it's a red, I'll probably be a little more lenient with it and I will put it with I'll wash it separately, maybe if I think about it. If I don't and it's mixed up in something, well, I hope to God the blue don't get on the red. Um, but yeah, no, I don't take
Oh my
time. My
gosh.
towels, I will separate my towels. I will separate my sheets and my blankets. But as far as the clothes are concerned, it's like a dump truck effect. You turn it over, you dump them in, you make sure it's level, you turn on the everything's washed in cold except for sheets and towels. Um,
Oh, okay.
yep, everything's washed in cold. So one, nothing bleeds on anything else. Two, I have too many of these clothes that, like you said, I had too many fancy clothes where I have to hang them up or whatever. They all have to be either washed. Some of them have to be washed separate. Some have to be washed on delicate cycle. I'm like, that's enough for me. And then I got to turn around and separate it with light colors too, or turn it inside out and do all this. It's lucky to be inside out because I took it the way I took it off. It might
Oh
not be inside out because I didn't take it off right. I don't know. But no, I've been like this since my mama taught me to do. She's like, you're supposed to separate. I said, Mom, I don't have time. I have, because my thing is, if I had two pieces of white, I said, you want me to waste this well water on two pieces of white when it's an undershirt? I can just throw this in with the rest of the clothes and be done.
oh my gosh.
That's why I don't have 72 different loads of laundry. I only have like 9 because the kids' clothes get washed all together. Don't care how it is, unless it's a special item. Does it get washed separately? And I might hand wash it. I might put it in there on gentle cycle with everything else. I don't know. Depends on what kind of mood I'm in today, if I'm in a hurry or whatnot.
Oh
And
my
yeah,
gosh.
but no, majority of our clothes are like, honestly, they're dark colored clothes. So I don't really care if it gets washed together. I just try to make sure it's dried properly. If it don't need to be in the dryer, it don't get put in the dryer.
Oh my
And then after
gosh.
a few wears, and if it's an inside item, inside clothing item, it might get thrown in the dryer anyway. Just because I don't feel like hanging it up. Or I forgot. There's a lot of times I forget, oh, I put this in the washer, I need to hang it up. But my special shirts that I wear out, I hang those up if they have to be hung up. The kids' clothes if they have to be hung up, But like there's one shirt of the CEOs, I forgot. I see why they said hang it to dry. It still
Mm.
looks fine. it just I just
Oh my
understood why.
gosh. Well, for the record, for those listeners out there, I don't have 72 loads of laundry
No, because you wash
because
4 times a day.
all all of my sheets are white. All of my towels and face cloths and hand towels are white, so they can kind of all go together.
Mm-mm.
They just go for a nice little swim a couple of times a
Mm-mm.
week. And I do have sets. Like The towel buddies have to stay together. But for the record too, the way I do that is when I buy towels, I buy like 6 to 10 of the same towel and about 20 of the same washcloths. So there it's already like one huge set. It's just the same stuff. Just a
Wait, that
whole
makes
bunch of
no
white
sense.
towels.
6 to
Why?
10 and 20. Why are we having 20 washcloths when and only 10 towels? Don't you need 20 towels?
No, because for example, if you take a shower tonight before you go to bed, that's one washcloth and one towel, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the morning, when you're freshening up, that's another washcloth,
So when
right?
you take a whole bath, you don't
Hold
need a
on now,
towel.
wait a minute. Oh, what?
It's called when you're freshening it up, it's called a whole bath.
Okay.
Do you not never? Go ahead and tell me you're not never. Go ahead. I'm ready. I am ready for this.
Mm,
You have never heard of a whole bath.
mm, mm.
That's it. That's it. I'm done.
What is that?
Exactly what you call it, freshening up. It's called a whole bath. You wash your
I don't want
stinky
to know the
spots.
origins. I don't want to know the origins.
Well, back
I can
in, I
also.
don't know the origins, but basically,
It's
yes.
like the spelling bee. What's the etymology of that word?
I'm pretty sure it was
Um,
prostitution.
right, exactly. Just a guess there.
Yeah,
So I guess in your terms, yes,
in my
freshening up
terms.
for the whores out there in listening land. Um, that's a different washcloth.
Okay, and
So technically, a washcloth to towel ratio is like 1 2 to 1. You know,
but my other question is, so you just air drying after your whole
I
bath?
mean, we're not. I mean, we're not like taking another shower. I mean, you just took a shower before you went to bed, and then all you
Okay,
did was lie. You just lie down in bed. So
okay, I just
now, if you've done some activities that warrant another, now that's not a wash. That's not a freshening. That's a whole other washing. You need to go back and get your wet shower and use another towel. That's different. I'm talking about literally. I took a shower. I lay down to sleep
mm, okay,
in the air conditioner. I'm not sweating. I'm not doing all that. So it's just I'm freshening up.
all right then.
If what you were doing the night before, which you might have to take a shower every night and every morning, that's your business. You just use up extra towels, and then you do have 72 loads of laundry.
Okay, because I'm like, and based in your household.
No, no, we're not doing that. We're taking another shower.
Oh boy.
You might take 2 showers in one night. That's another towel, by the way, because I'm not reusing towels. I cannot do that.
Well, I have an issue with you reusing a wet towel. Yes, I can't do
Wait a
that.
minute. What do you mean? So you want to
Because
wait until it dries and then reuse it
no,
again?
no, I might. Well, okay. Based on what we talked about last time, the fact that I still have to get out of my country ways where you had to dry it, you hang it up to dry because you could not wash it because you didn't have enough
Oh, the
resources.
water left in the wet.
Yes. So you have to hang it up
Got it.
to dry. So for me, a towel can be used twice, as in your shower and to if you need to dry off in the morning after you freshen up, you can use that same towel to dry off because it's hung up to dry. You're drying yourself off with a clean towel, and you should be well, I'm gonna say you should be because everybody does things different, but certain areas do not have to be vigorously rubbed to dry off, so it should not get dirty. um so you could use that towel twice in one use, maybe even 3 times. And especially if you're in the country, you might have it for a couple more times just because. But
I
I'm
would
just,
drive to the city to the laundromat and wash my towels.
that's more money that you don't have to use.
Well, we gotta do something. I'm using paper towels then.
Oh, golly. But, anyways, there's some things I'm still trying to get out of, and that is reusing. But my thing is that the towel is not dry. I will immediately put it in the dirty clothes if I have to get up and wash again. I cannot use a wet towel at all. Period. That's because to me, a wet towel signifies mold and yeah, and I'm just like, no, I no. If it's wet, there's a problem. I can't. But if it's dry, it's not stiff, it's not stanking, it's not, you know, it's actually dry, then yes, I will use it if I need to dry my face off or if I needed to dry whatever. Yes, I will dry my face. I am not going to go get a whole nother towel for one small spot on my face. Now, if I did that, then I'm using that towel to dry my body off when I take a shower that night. Now, don't tell me you're gonna dry your face off with the towel and you gonna turn around and get a whole nother new towel just to dry your body off with. You know what?
Well, that's why they call like washcloths are also called like some people call them face cloths. So like I'm not gonna put a towel on my face because it was on my body.
No, yeah, I get that. But if you're just patting yourself dry enough, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's going to harm you because, like I said, you shouldn't be scrubbing with the towel. You should just be getting the water off. That's it.
See, oh gosh, this is a whole other conversation because yeah, add that to the list of things we must discuss is shower bath routines.
No, let's not. Cause see,
I cannot. No. Mm-mm.
It's just coming from a very frugal background. That's what I'm saying.
I am too. That's the thing about it. I'm a very frugal person. I only
No,
have
y'all
about 6
have
to 10 towels and 20 washcloths. I buy
but you
them
have an
when
unlimited
there's a white
supply of
sale.
water to wash with because you're on city water. Now I'm on city water now, so I don't have that excuse. But that is still something that I have to get myself out of because being in the country with your limited resources, even though we're not going with a pail and bucket and all that stuff to go dig in the well, but still you can't over drain the well.
That's understandable. I get that.
So
Like you had to survive with the resources that you had at the time.
right.
But I'm trying to figure out if you have water now,
I
what's the problem?
I do, but it's still a bad habit to break because it's just a habit that you have. When you've lived out there for 20 something years, you know, into your adulthood, there's some things you just kind of keep up doing. And I have to break myself of that because it's like,
I get it.
no.
Like
And
I can't be barefoot when I'm walking around.
see, you're just, yeah,
I get it. I
exactly.
mean, I get it.
Yeah, so it's just some habits that's hard for me to break. So that's why, you know, I wring out my rag real good and I hang it up to dry. I forget. And sometimes I don't even put it in the dirty clothes until that evening. And I'm going, oh shoot, that's done. You know, like because it's stiff now, it's been used. I don't want to be, I'm done with it. But being in the country, like it's a bad habit. You reuse it because you don't.
Oh, you had to reuse the washcloths too?
Yes. I thought I told you that last conversation.
I thought that was just a towel.
No, washcloths too. You had to wash them out after you got through taking your bath. You had to rinse them out and rewash them really, really good. Wring them out, hang them up, because you could not just one. We didn't have a lot of towels to be doing that with anyway, and two, you just did not have the resources to be washing every day. Everybody washing their towels. I mean, you got 6 people in the family. That's 6 towels, 6 washcloths, and if you don't have extra washcloths for someone to either clean up with the next day or you don't have, water or whatever, because you have to cook or you have to wash something else, or whatever the case may be, because there's 6 people living in the house and those 6 people are using all this water, because at one point I remember we had used so much water that we actually had to stop the washing machine. Someone had to stop taking a shower. They had to stop washing dishes because I think someone went to go brush their teeth and the red mud started coming through the sink, coming through the faucet. We had to stop everything and let the water build back up in the well, and the well, because it's not just it doesn't come straight from the well. Like it goes through a filter and then it goes into a tank, and there's only so much water in this one tank, and you can use that water and then the electric well pump will pump more water into the tank. Well, once it gets to the point where it's starting to dredge up mud and it's getting stuck in the tank, then that's coming to the house, and that's when you've hit the bottom of the water and you have to stop. You have to stop using water.
Can you just call like the fire department to come fill your well back up?
No, you just wait. It'll fill back up slowly, but it'll come up because it's coming from the river. Because the land that's on there is not far from the river. It's just having to take a while to come in from the river. That's all. And if you have so many people pulling water from that well, because it's not just us on the well either. Like I think there's another house that's on like somewhere around that well that's down in
Oh no,
there.
get your own. This is my well.
No,
Like
you can't do
no.
that. It's this family
Mm-mm.
property.
I pay the well bill.
No, it's
No.
it's an estate property. So there's another house on the estate that also has well water.
Mm-mm. Go dig your own.
That house was there first.
Well, then I would have dug my own. I'm not sharing with you. I need my own.
No,
That's the
they
problem.
did.
So you can't control what they're using. So you may be using your allotment of the water, but they're like going over.
Well, the thing of it is, they dig you. No. Okay, so let's just say there's a well of water underneath this property, right? And they're on two different parts of the property. Well, if this person's in this part of the well and you're on another part of the well, we're not using the same tank. They're on two separate tanks. But
But
we
we're
could be
pulling from the
digging from
same
the same,
well.
we could be pulling from the same source of the well, but the well is large. The well is huge. It's
Well, we still
all
running out.
well, and it happens during droughts. It happens during droughts. It happens during
Oh,
hot seasons like now. If the river dries up, then most likely the well's going to dry up. Even though it's not likely for it to do it, sometimes it can. So you have to stop using the water and let clean out the tank, because now the tank's got water, got mud in it, and it's got too much
but
mud
you
in
can't
it.
clean out the tank without water. This is a problem.
Yes, but here's the other thing. So the
Mm-hmm.
hose that's connected to the well, I'm gonna be honest with you, you ain't gonna like this. Best tasting water ever. Tastes so good. Because it's ice cold. It's ice cold because it's underground. It's just so delicious. So, but it's be some good water. Anyways, but also the filter's probably not filtering, because if it's not getting the red mud out, I mean that's one thing it's supposed to do, is get the red clay out and stuff. But sometimes some of it
Oh
passes
my
through,
gosh.
because and you have to replace those filters very often.
Okay.
You know
So it sounds like to me a crunchy washcloth is the least of your concerns when you have well water.
exactly. So now I have to break that habit of reusing a washcloth. I will reuse a
Yeah, just buy
washcloth.
extra.
We have plenty. I just have to get out of that mindset. But I'll reuse a washcloth. Like I have a face washcloth that's on the sink, and then I have my shower washcloth that's in the shower. And I'll hang it up when I'm done with it. I normally hang it in one spot and I pick it up and I throw it, after it dries. Because see, I'm a thing where I don't like putting wet stuff in the hamper
Mm-hmm.
because it causes stink. So I hang it, and then sometimes I forget. I won't use it. I just forget, and then I just have to, put it in there later. But anyway, we didn't even finish, but it's
Oh
okay.
my! I'm just so shocked at these colored wash. Like, if you use bleach, it would not stink because you're bleaching things. But hey,
But that's a chemical. That's the one thing I don't understand. You don't want no chemicals, but you'll use bleach,
right? Some
right?
things you just have to.
No, how
Some
make it
things in
make
life
sense?
you just have to deal with.
No, make it make sense.
Just like when COVID happened, and people like I saw this meme. They were like, "Yeah, everybody's scared of COVID. Y'all using bleach. What happened to all those natural cleaning products now?" Again, it's one of those. I can use natural cleaning products on everything else, but I need bleach. I just have to. Like it's one of those in life. Sometimes you just got to slip it up and use bleach.
No, I'm like, there's got to be a natural remedy for bleach, because I'm like, you are the bleachiest person I ever know. You put
Yep,
bleach.
I should own Procter and Gamble stock. I'm gonna endure it. Maybe they'll pay us some money. I use Clorox bleach for my laundry. I use Clorox spray for my bathrooms. I use the Clorox things for my toilet. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. I can't.
Bleach. Yes, we all need some in our lives. President Trump said to drink it. It will cure COVID.
I'm sure bleach can cure cancer, but I don't.
We just gotta figure out a safe way to
I'm
get it in
just,
your body.
I have always stood by that. I'm like, I'm sure bleach could cure cancer, but
Hey,
if
if you can take chemo, you should be able to take bleach.
it's really, I mean, all the
It might
chemicals
be.
are.
It might be. It
Because
might be the same thing.
I'm like, because bleach will kill anything, your sinuses
Yeah.
included. So
Exactly. Well, I don't use a lot. If you ever look at how much you're supposed to use, it really does not take much to disinfect your laundry.
no, it's 1 cup to is 1 part to 10 parts or whatever. Well, no, I'm
There you go.
sorry.
It's like It's actually a little bit less, I think, than
Yes,
that.
it's less than that because that's the sanitized.
It's like a half a cup just for whitening and things like that. And so yeah, maybe a cup to sanitize, but it doesn't take much. And when you have a high efficiency washer, you can actually use even less.
I think well,
So
I ain't gonna say most people, but at this point in time, you should have a high efficiency washing machine.
yeah, this is 2022. If
Yeah.
you're listening in the future, this is 2022. So yeah, we all have that. But anywho, this has been very enlightening. As always, I have
Mhm.
learned more things about like Epsom
The moral of
and
today's
color.
story is
When you take a bath in Epsom salt, you use the same washcloth multiple times. The same
and
colored washcloth.
if you're only washing once a month, then you need to up your game and start washing a little more frequently.
And the word washing is brought to you by the letter W.
That is going to be our motto from here on out. And the moral of today's story is how
Yeah,
much shade can we throw on the other person?
it's the wrap up.
Well, anyways,
Oh
you have
gosh.
a great and wonderful night. Enjoy your weekend. You have a great one.
Thank you, and you do the same. Go get you some rest and no nightmares tonight.
Yes, no, no. Oh, I hope not.
No nightmares. I will talk to you later.
All right, girl. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, did you enjoy that podcast? So did we. Check us out for our most recent updates on IG at City Country Chicks Podcast.